So, hello everyone, and today we are going to be discussing what's the crucial difference between if statement and if and else statement. So, while you may be doing a lot of programming, be it in C or Python, whichever language you might be programming or coding in, you might have always faced this dilemma that should I use if, then else if, then else, and then again an else if, or should I just have a lot of ifs and don't worry about it that much? Now, today we are going to be basically checking out the core differences between why one is better than the other. And short answer, it is if else or if else, and that's way faster. And why is it? A very short answer would be there is this. If I just show you here, as you can see, this is the flow chart for if else kind of a flow of your program. So you first check the condition one. If it is true and false, then it goes to the next one. If it's false here, and then it basically goes on to check the next condition, and then it executes the block. But can you just see that if suppose it were true, then it does not need to go through this block again, right? So it can actually skip out a lot of the computation block or a lot of comparisons if we use the if kind of structure. But if now we go to a structure which basically is if kind of structure, basically you start and you check the condition one, is it true and false, and suppose it is true, then you execute the block one, and then suppose after the block one you get to the second condition, you again do the checking, and then suppose it is true or false, then you go to the second block, then you go to the third block, and this goes on. So if you have multiple if statements, so each and every one of those if statements are going to be evaluated. Those if statements or conditions will be checked if they are correct or not, and based on that, basically you shall be checking out different blocks of your code, and basically this results in a worst case scenario. Like the worst case is n evaluations for n minus one's else if, and an else like statement for this is for what if else if, but whatever be it, best case, worst case, if will always have n evaluations. So that's why this is way poorer in terms of that's optimization. Now there will be a particular test that I want to do with the difference between Python and C, which is, let's go here. So as you can see, I have done a C code which basically takes about 200 million scenarios or 200 million checks or 200 million you can say nested if else if, and all those. There are going to be let me show you the scenarios that I have built up here. So first condition is always true here. Okay, if else, so will likely be significant faster. Yeah, of course it will be significant faster. And basically these are okay, let me show you the like particular things that I've put up here. So condition one is true, so this is like all the things are true. Yes, scenario one. Then the second scenario is basically false, true, true. Then the third scenario is basically false, false, and then true. And the last is everything is false. So here, as you can see, if everything is false, you basically again go skip this one, skip this one, skip this one, and then go here. Okay. And suppose everything is true, then you basically you go here, execute the block, you execute the block here, then you execute the block here. Now this kind of looping will be done 200 million times for the C program, and if I were to show you the Python program, it's going to have 100 million times for it. And why am I giving Python half the iterations? Basically, if I were to give like the same iterations, it will take me like maybe a couple of seconds way more. Okay, let's do that. Let's actually change it to 200 million to just keep everything the same, and we just go out of it, and I have already compiled it. So this is the C code which is doing the benchmarking and everything, and let's do the Python one. While the Python is running, let us see that what's the results for the C. So for the C, as we have already predicted, it would be as you can see here, if else if else, that kind of statement will be running way faster than the if statement. Now again, for the scenario 2, when the condition 1 is false, condition 2 is true, then this will basically go to again if else if, and even at the like what do you call this, the worst case here also, if all false statements, this is basically, it is a faster again, this particular difference between these two, or particular difference between these two, there are a lot of things that C compilers do, which are basically optimizations for this kind of looping, and those optimizations we generally don't see, or like we don't understand, not understand, but we don't see it on the surface level while we are writing the code. We think that it will go like this, but the compiler might actually change it if based on your GCC or LLVM. So it might collect up a lot of if statements together so that it can process them in batches, and whatever. Python has already finished. Now see, maybe the longest C code has taken like 1.15 seconds. Okay, the longest Python that probably, yeah, 5.95, that's all, no sorry, 6.21, yeah, that's the longest time that the Python took. Okay, so yes, Python is significantly slower than C because it is an interpreted language. And in this scenario, again, at every point you are checking that if else kind of conditions are way faster than if you have if conditions, because it is not going to all the possible if statements, it's not going to all the possible like conditional checks. It only checks the part which is necessary for it. So that's all for this video. It's a very short one. Hope this part is clear. Now see you on the next one. Goodbye.